Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause.
4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
In a sense, I don't know why we're surprised by Trump. How many times does he have to prove we can't be trusted? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. Among many qualified people, I'm the best qualified person for this job. I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
Why attack Sanders?
Why? You're getting nervous, man. COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it. You know, the rapidly rising I don't know. I just spoke at Dartmouth on healthcare at the medical school, or not. I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but the people from the medical school were at the. I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus. I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation. The president asked me to head up a cancer moonshot. Another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault. Guatemala, El Salvador, and to go in and say in Honduras and say, look, I took on Putin in terms of Iraq. In terms of what was going on in Ukraine. By strengthening, by investing $100 billion in education, in global warming efforts. It's a whole range of things. We can't afford it by just beginning to treat reward work as much as wealth.
It get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun. Have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun.
Don't jump! Don't jump! Don't jump! They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
To say that LGBTQT people have no civil rights. No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger. We have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it. It will be a big, no, I really mean it. And immediately change the law in the state of Delaware protecting transgender people. We have to eliminate the funding gap that exists between minority white and majority white and non-white districts. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Man, you're hard to keep up with.
You did great at that. But after a good workout, got to drink up.
All right.
Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble with Jill and Michelle.
Just let Michelle know I did drink this, all right?
Same time next week?
Same time next week.
All right.
You got a real dilemma, Mr. President.
I can't go every day, can I?
I wish you liked better, these or these?
Joe, they're the same.
They capture different moods.
The guy can't even make a scripted show correctly. So yeah, obviously we are talking about some of Joe Biden's gaffes today, and I know I've been quiet this whole time. I just wanted you guys just to enjoy the video without me interrupting at all, okay? But I do want to talk about Charles Payne from Fox News, who we have discussed him in the past for some things he said, and yeah, we got to talk about him again because he is on point. Check it out.
For the record, President Biden did not speak in Washington yesterday. Charles, the lies keep on coming.
Did he drive an 18-wheeler?
I mean.
You know, it's interesting because I saw someone complaining about Donald Trump exaggerating. There's a big difference between exaggerating and just lying. Now, maybe it's memory, but it's one after another. And from the Obama administration, I used to have this tape, this DVD with all Biden gaffes. It was amazing. This next one's going to be like, forget about it. But it is frustrating in the sense that he just does it. The crowd claps. It's never reported on. It's never pounced on. And even not by the mainstream media. No one knows about this unless they watch Fox or a couple other smaller networks. And he's reading this stuff and still getting it wrong. So forgetting about politics for a moment, do you want your commander-in-chief to be someone who can't even read off an index card a few lines in front of a small crowd? Looks like a little community, VF office. It doesn't even, it seems almost surreal, like a comedy plot that you would submit to a major network, like, hey, I've got an idea, for a show because it's this president, yada, yada. Now, they may kick you out of the studio and say that's too fantastical, could never happen, but it does not, it seems almost surreal at this point.
Now, he is correct when he says, a lot of this stuff you won't see on mainstream media. You'll only see it on Fox sometimes, and then other smaller shows like my own, where we will show what Joe Biden actually said. We will show the gaps. We will show the mess ups. And I think that's personally, and you guys can let me know in the comment section, I think that's personally why, guys like myself have become popular online. It's because the mainstream media fails to show the actual news. They cover up stuff that doesn't benefit their political side of the aisle, right? People try to say the news is fair and open. No, it's not. It's clearly not. Anytime Trump has any type of slip up or anything that could be perceived as a slip up, they even stretch things to make it sound like a slip up. Every single day that happens with Trump. You never see that with Joe Biden. For example, do you guys remember any of mainstream media talking about Joe Biden calling LL Cool J boy on stage, and then he tried to correct himself? He said, that boy, that man, he tried to correct himself. Nobody said anything. But if that were Trump, what do you guys think? What do you guys think what would have happened if Trump said that? We all know. It would have been all over mainstream media. Oh my goodness, Trump's racist past comes out live on stage. He called a black man boy, blah, blah, blah. We all know this. But they said nothing when Joe Biden did it. Nothing. Another thing. What happened to the story about the cocaine in the White House? Now, if that was Trump's White House and there was cocaine, they'd still be talking about it to this day. I'm sure some of you have forgotten about it. Like, obviously, once I reminded you, you're like, oh, dang, I forgot about that cocaine that they found in the White House because they've been completely silent about it. But if that was Trump's White House, it'd be a totally different story. And that's the very reason why, like I said, I believe people like myself have become popular online, because we just tell it like it is. We tell it like it is. They never show any of this stuff with Joe Biden, but I will. And I'll continue to do so.
I'll let you answer that.
Well, the first thing, when you said there's a difference between exaggeration and a lie, I just had to say, I won the election, it was rigged. Those are some lies, and I could go on and on. Look, from my perspective, whenever Joe Biden messes up a word, I hear about it across the board. I don't hear the same with former President Trump. This morning, I did an interview.
He's under gag order right now. You're probably not going to hear much.
This morning, I did an interview, and a full confession, and I said, the people of Pakistan. I didn't say the Palestinian territory, supporters, of Pakistan, not Palestine. Now, in my defense, I had not finished my first cup of coffee,
right.
But at the same time, am I demented?
So everyone Leslie,
this happens every speech.
It always offends me when people talk to me and us like we're dumb. What you're making is such a dumb example. We know what we're not talking
Facts.
about you or me or her, anyone making an occasional
I don't
gaffe.
think you're dumb.
We're talking
I
about
don't
gaff
appreciate you
after
calling
gaff
me dumb.
after gaff. No, you're not dumb. You're insulting. Gaff
I'm
after
insulting.
gaff
I'm
after
giving an
gaff
example how
after
I made an
gaff
error this
after
morning.
gaff.
No, but it's not just a word.
That's
Rafa and
ridiculous.
Haifa. Imagine him on the phone with a foreign leader, and he confuses Rafa and Haifa.
That's every day. It's every day. It's
just-
something.
Bro, Charles Payne is 100% on point. That was a foolish argument. Well, I make some gaffes. Am I just supposed like I make gaffes all the time. I stumble on my words, but I'm also not reading off of a cue card or off of a teleprompter. I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from the mind. So yeah, occasionally I'm going to stumble over my words, and I don't edit it out. Like I leave it in. That's just part of the game. It is what it is. Of course, if I had a teleprompter to read off of, then if I was making gaffes all day long in the videos, you'd have a little bit of a point. Like, Rich, you all right, man? You're literally just reading the words off of a screen in front of you. And you're stumbling all the time, every single day. Like, of course, yes, if that was happening, yeah, probably got some problems. But me stumbling over my words because I'm just speaking, right? I don't have like a, let's see. I don't have like a darn, a note card to just sit here and, read off of like Joe Biden does, and he still messes up. A cue or a teleprompter where, it says, hey, paused for dramatic effect, right? I'm sure it said pause in like a bracket or something, to let him know, hey, you don't read this, but you do need to do it. He still reads it. Like, what? And you equate that to you stumbling over your words occasionally to try to make up an excuse for Joe Biden? Come on now, bro. And then, of course, she brought up Trump. Oh, well, Trump did this. Of course, that's what they always do. Well, but Trump.
Slip of the tongue. It is not just a slip of the tongue. He does it each and every speech. This is why, Leslie, each and every poll shows the American voters, a majority do not think he has the mental acuity. Even Democratic voters, I've seen polls that show this. So to act like this is a one-off and he's the same as Donald Trump.
I never said it was a one-off. What I'm saying is I think it's normal for people to make gaffes. I use notes when I give speeches.
Okay,
I'm not running for president, but at the same time.
I've known Leslie for a decade, and we still look.
Yeah, she's definitely not trying to have an honest conversation. And I'm happy that Charles Payne called her out on that. Not trying to have an honest. Well, duh, people have gaffes, but Joe Biden is a completely different case. When you're having gaffes every single day, every single time you go out and speak in public, there's a problem. Especially when there's serious gaffes, including one of the gaffes where he actually told the truth. And I showed you guys that one at the beginning of this video where he said, how many times does Trump have to prove we can't be trusted? Yeah. That's your president. That is your president. He just told you the truth. How many times does Uncle Trump have to prove that they can't be trusted? Well, I don't think Uncle Trump will have to tell us that for very long. November's right around the corner. Peace and love, family. I'm out.